Early this morning, the Red Sox announced the extension of Chris Sale to a 5-year contract that runs through 2020 through 2024. We're fortunate enough to have Chris and Dave Dombrowski here, President of Baseball Operations for the Red Sox, to take your questions. But before we begin with questions, I know Dave has some opening remarks followed by Chris.
Thanks, Kevin. Good morning to everybody. Thanks for being here. Today's an exciting day for the Red Sox organization. To be able to keep Chris in the organization for years to come is exciting for us. One of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. So we're absolutely thrilled. There's a couple special thanks. One is to the Red Sox ownership with John Henry, Tom Werner, Mike Gordon, to make this possible, the continued support to allow us to have a quality club. We really appreciate. Secondly, to Brian O'Halloran, who really did these negotiations from step one. He spent a good couple months plus working on this. Took the time to fly down here with myself and met with Chris in the beginning before spring training even started to talk face to face. And a special thanks to go to Chris's agent, B.B. Abbott, to make sure that this took place. To Alex, the big league staff, to the players, to make this a situation that Chris wants to stay, our fan base, and of course to Chris and his family for really making it so apparent they wanted to be part of the Red Sox organization for years to come, and what he's done on the field for us, and we look forward to having him for years to come. So thankful for all of that, and turn it over to Chris.
I don't know if I follow that, but I definitely want to start by thanking John and Tom Werner, the ownership group of the Red Sox. I know this is a big step for them to take. Like what Dave said, I made it very adamant at the very beginning of all this that I wanted to be here, and I'm very thankful that we were able to make it happen. Also, I want to thank my teammates. Through all this, they've been awesome, and honestly, without them, I'm nothing. So, through this whole process, it's been kind of a crazy, hectic time, but just being able to be around them and have some levity and keep it easy has been nice. So, I also want to thank my family for the support they've given me throughout my entire life, and my agent for spending hours and hours and hours to get this done. And also, my manager and coaching staff. I came in yesterday, kind of threw a wrench in the plans, and they're very understanding, and I appreciate everything they've done for me up to this point, and I'm very looking forward to being here for years to come.
Thanks, Dave and Chris. You can begin with questions. If anyone has questions, raise your hand. Jason,
hey, Chris, when did you feel like this was a possibility, like this might actually happen this year?
Basically from the beginning. I knew there was always a possibility of it. I met with Dave and Brian, I think day one of spring training, and it was a very cordial conversation, a very open conversation. We're sitting around the round table talking about logistics and this thing, that thing, all the things that go into this. And I flat out told them I want to be here. And they flat out told me we want you to be here. So there's obviously some things that have to go on when something like this happens. And but it was a very, very transparent the entire time. There was nothing. There's really no kinks in the hose the entire way.
What is it about the Red Sox organization that makes it so important to you, so special to you?
We win. I think we have a track record of winning. And even when we don't, we are still lined up to win. You look at the last, since the turn of the century, we have the most World Series wins. We've gone to 3 consecutive. We won the division 3 consecutive years. We've gone to the postseason 3 years. I've been to the postseason every year that I've been here. I know that's only 2 years so far, but and and they care about us. They care about winning as much as we do, and I think they proved that. You know, I mean, a lot of people can sit up here and talk about trying to win, but some of my teammates here, you see the players that we acquire, you see the guys that we get in trades and things we do at the deadline. That's putting your money where your mouth is, and I appreciate that.
Dave, for both you and Chris, do you feel it was important to get this done before the start of the season?
Yes, yeah, I did, and I think Chris felt the same way, because I think that, first of all, we worked on it for an extended period, but the one thing you try to do in these situations is not be a distraction for anything else taking place, and I find that players, there's always exceptions, because sometimes something happens that you don't anticipate, but players want to be focused when the season starts. We want to be focused on winning, so we thought it was really important to get it done before the season began.
Chris, why was that important to you?
Because I've said it a million times, I'm a baseball player. That's my deal. I don't really like talking about all this stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the business side of baseball. I mean, I missed a start yesterday and had to put him in an awkward situation, put Dan in an awkward situation. Some guy that didn't even know he was going to pitch had to pitch yesterday. I wanted that to be done with, and I want to get back to playing baseball and pitching, and that's where I've been my entire career. I got drafted, got to the big leagues, signed a contract, and I've only ever just played baseball. I've never really been in a situation that I've had to worry about these kind of things for a while, and if I did, it was a very short period of time. So I just want to get it done, just be able to go play baseball.
Marley on the left.
Chris, a lot of your teammates were speaking very highly of you and of the fact you're going to be here for a long time. What does that mean to you, and do you hope eventually that maybe you will inspire very talented teammates like Mookie Betts to also stay here for a long time?
I'll move. Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate it, and that's what we have here is we have a great group, very family-like oriented. We're very open, and we trust each other. We care about each other, and I think if you ask anybody in that clubhouse, we want to play with each other. We know what each and every person brings to the table. And I think that on the other side of it, when you have ownership and management showing what they do for their players, and that they will, go out and sign players and extend players and trade for players, that's just more enticing to want to play here, and that's what we want. We want to build something that is sustainable for years to come. We're not trying to win last year. We're not just trying to win this year. We're trying to win next year, the year beyond. Especially in this day and age, when half the league isn't trying to win anything, and we have a team that's trying to win every year. That says a lot, and I think as players, you can't not respect it.
Chris, a lot of players kind of like the allure of free agency and kind of getting there and seeing their absolute maximum dollars and all that. Talk about why you chose to go about it a little bit.
Well, I mean, I think if you look at this as a whole from both sides, I think anyways it's pretty fair for both sides. I think anyways, that's why I signed it. But for me, the best possible deal wasn't the most money, right? And that is for some people, and I respect it. And I actually would tell people to do that. Hey, go to free agency, maximize your opportunities, get everything you can. So we have a very small window as athletes in any sport to maximize our opportunity, because we're not going to, we can't do this for 30 years, But for me, living at my house for 2 extra months, picking my son up from school, I've made it to all of his practices from Little League. He has 14 games. I've been able to see 6 of them. I was supposed to be able to see the one today, but I got pushed back, so I got to pitch. But we were going to pitch on the same day, so that's pretty cool. I have 2 sons, and got another baby coming. So I want to be around my family. I want to be down here. This is where I live. This is where I went to school. This is where I kind of established my life. So for me, that's the best possible deal, you know, in terms of money. You know, it is what it is.
Jason, why was the opt-out something that was important?
That's more my agent's doing. You know, obviously I don't know a whole lot about that, but I believe it's also around with the new collective bargaining agreement is up as well, which from a business sense I think is good. But I mean, hey man, I just signed it. Don't talk about me leaving already.
Dave, now that you've got this done, how much does this give you some clarity as to what you can do down the road and your other players for the company?
Well, I mean, of course, it helps a great deal. It's a situation where we know we have a lot of challenges, and I respect everything Chris said. I respect it from a player's perspective. I've been doing it a long time. I've had players leave organizations I've been, and I pick up the phone and call them to congratulate them and thank them for whatever they've done, because you really appreciate that. Then there's the business part of it, which I also understand. I've been doing that for a long time. And so you try to combine the two to put together the best clubs you possibly can. And we have a lot of great players, a lot of guys coming up for free agency, and you just try to do the best job as you can possibly, putting everything together. It's a challenge. And again, I realize we're not going to be able to sign everybody, but this is a great start. And I also look at it for the next 3-4 years. We have 4 starting pitchers that are 4 of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball signed. That's a good way to start building a club, and then you can go around that and complement them with players. So we'll tackle it step by step. It's not always going to be an easy chore, but the goal is, and I've always contended, take the lowest salaried club and the best player. They can sign that player. The challenge is putting a winning club around them. I mean, that's the hard part. And so, to me, that's always a challenge. That's my job, and Eddie Romero's job, and Brian O'Halloran's job, and Alex and the staff, and of course we include all of them. So that's always the challenge. And when you usually have players of disability and other guys in here, they want to play where they can win. So you're trying to do all that together, and hopefully you can make it work.
You mentioned why you wanted to get it done before the regular season starts. With your other free agents, would you be open to discussing things with them moving forward, or do you want to stop that as of opening day?
I think we would stop opening day. I mean, unless something came out of the blue, like I told somebody, pick your star player. We got a bunch of them. Somebody knocks on the door and says, hey, I'll take a 1-year contract for $3 million. I'd say, okay, well, we'll probably sign that deal right now. But I think as far as negotiations are concerned, I think it's usually wise to stop at opening day, because you don't want to be a distraction. They want to focus and put up the best numbers they can. They want to win a championship. And so, again, unless something completely unanticipated happened, I would think that that's what would happen. It's opening day. We would, any type of negotiations we have, we would stop at that point.
Okay, we'll take 2 more, Bill.
Chris, Dave mentioned having a good chunk of rotation together for multiple years going forward. How much was that maybe deciding factor you wanting to stay with those guys and continue to build with them?
I mean, I think if you look at the overall winning style, I think it starts with starting pitching. And like he said, I mean, we got some horses in this rotation, and I think that's a plus. I mean, that is a big step in the right direction for winning. Like I said, I mean, I like to win. Last year was awesome, and I want to keep doing that. And he said we got 4 starting pitchers here for foreseeable future. That 5th one we'd like to keep around too. So.
No question.
But we all push each other. We all want to be better, and I think they're all here. I think that shows a lot. I mean, I know Rick just left, but that shows what we have here, and we're all never going to be satisfied with anything. We're all going to keep pushing and trying to gain ground and get better. And I think, especially from established guys, that you don't see that very often. that's a special thing to have. That's a very special trait to have, and I think, going forward, I like where we're at.
Last one, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
just one question. The fact that you've got 4 starters, and seeing everybody here, that's a big message to the team together. Are you sending a message to the American League, seeing that you've got the rotation, the message that you want to repeat and keep winning and winning year after year after year?
Well, we want to win year in and year out. I agree. I think it starts with great players. There's a lot of things. Ownership's fantastic here. Tremendous. Great, loyal fan base. Alex and his staff, I mean, they really brought a great deal. I don't think there's too many places that have that, but it's the players. And they win. They win the games. And so when you start with that core of players, it really helps. And so that's what our goal. Our goal is to not just have won last year. We've started a new chapter, and we're looking to win this year and win for years to come. And there's not a lot of organizations that are capable of doing it. It's a challenge, and hopefully we can do that.
That'll conclude the press conference. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks, Dave and Chris.
And you can also have